Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Caracas, Venezuela. Breaking news. President Hugo Chavez announced Wednesday, today, he is nationalizing Venezuela's gold mining industry and intends to also bring home $11 billion in gold reserves that they already have that were on lockdown, security. We're going to store it over in America's vaults and over in London's vaults for safekeeping. We'll pay them the little fee, of course. But they got smart all of a sudden and said, we know that they promise us our gold's there, but before stuff gets out of hand, old Chavez ain't too dumb, is he? He's a pretty smart guy. Now, granted, yeah, it's a socialist nation, whatever, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, he's a pretty smart guy. By doing this move, especially. Taking the gold out. Thank you for securing our gold and watching it for us, America and the UK, London especially. We would like our, 90 tons of gold? I think it's around 90 tons of gold. It doesn't say right this second. We're going to start bringing our gold back to our central bank in our country. Now, you may have a couple sparks igniting in your mind right now, and it goes something like this, huh? Wasn't Joe just talking not that long ago about a Webbot report, something called the rich riots, where rich people start to get into that zone of, okay, there's no recovery, I don't like what I'm seeing, banking, stocks, everything, give me my gold. They too, the rich people, have their gold sitting somewhere else under someone else's supervision / security because they don't want it in their own house. But they trust it. It's just a facility that you're paying to keep it secure. Only to find out that when they go to get it, make that phone call, yellow. Yeah, listen, this is the Ben Bernanke and his buddy Hank Paulson and his other buddy Timothy Geithner. Yeah, listen, we're the rich rioters. We would like our gold out of those vaults you guys have been storing for us. Yeah. Tell him the leader on the phone. Okay. Yeah, listen, you there? Yeah. There's been a mistake or a problem. We can't seem to locate your gold. It was marked. We've had it this whole time. I don't know what happened, sir. Now, I use Ben Bernanke and them for fun. You know darn well they wouldn't have this problem. They're going to get their gold. But for an average, rich, wealthy person, is what the Webbot was talking about. When it said rich riots, the rich will be furious and rioting when they go to get theirs out and it ain't there. Now, that wasn't the end of the Webbot report, although that's just a little section I read you. This is not just going to be the rich people going to get their gold and they can't get it, but everybody else does. No, 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 no. We're talking big corporation type, financial guru, companies, whatever, big behemoths, including people like old Chavez and other countries saying, give me my money. You remember that movie Friday with Chris Tucker, Ice Cube, like 1995, I think? It was called Friday. And there's a scene with Debo, the big black dude that would just beat everybody down. He was the big bully of everybody. And they're out there playing something with dice, gambling money. So Smokey, Smoke Dog, rolls the dice, lands sevens or whatever.
Just count it for me. I won. Give me my money.
You what?
I lost.
Roll the dice. Debo. Hold my money.
They're playing, he wins. I won! Give me my money! And then Debo looks over at him. You what? Oh, I lost. Roll the dice. Okay. And he takes his money. That's kind of how this is going to be. I won! Give me my gold! And then JP Morgan in their vault and the LBMA and the Comex and all these guys with some of these companies that store it. You what? Oh, nothing. You can keep it. Because they ain't got it. That's what's going to happen. So, Having said that, it wasn't just the rich riots. It's going to be big time companies, you people too, rich people, nations, even whatever. Give us our money, aka gold that you've been storing, and we've been paying you these absorbent fees to protect it, security, insurance, etc. I know you got my gold. No, something happened to it. It's gone. Whatever. So that leads to major spike slash increase slash skyrocket, whatever the hell you wish to term this, price of gold and silver due to that event making it worse than it already is going to be. So I can't say if that's this year. I can't say. I don't know. I cannot say for sure. Will it be then at least by next year or sometime next year? I don't know. I can't say because I don't know. And if I don't know, I'm not going to say. So here I am arguing with Bozo Beast behind the scenes about $50 silver this year. I'm telling him it's going to be again this year. We're going to see 50 again. It's going back to where it was, where it left off. Trust me. And he says no way in hell. You know, fine. Little side bet we got going in the background. This doesn't include an event like that. An event like that where people are trying to get their gold and silver out of these big vaults and we've been paying these security fees and all that, only to find out it's not there. Do you know what that would do to the price of gold and silver? I'm just saying. You probably can't imagine. Your mind probably isn't capable of even predicting the right number being high enough for where gold and silver would go under that situation. And it's going to happen. This is confirmation it has just started. Doesn't mean that they ran out of the gold and whatever they're doing. But what has happened, let me give you a little history here. I'm trying to make these videos short, but I just can't sometimes. History. Before we got into fractional reserve banking, several hundreds of years ago, they decided, the powers that be, elite, bankers, mainly the bankers, but that bankers are the elite, so whatever you want to call them, they are one and the same. The bankers decided, oh, we're transferring all this gold, and we got these horses and buggies, and they're transferring the gold over here for this, wealthy person, and we take it back, we're going over here with this guy. So they had a smart idea. A light bulb kicked on. Let's do, except they didn't tell anybody this, let's do fractional reserve lending in gold. Because we get these little fees every time we move this gold. We can actually lease the gold out, but no one's really knowing that we're going to lease it out. Because these guys leave it in our vaults. They always stay there. They hardly ever touch the stuff. So we'll lease it out and sell it, kind of sell it to other people, so to speak, on lease. And then if someone needs it, we'll take some from that pile, put it back over here. If he brings in his little certificate, we'll give him what he wants. We got plenty over here. Fractional reserve lending was thus created, except they did it with gold. And as you can imagine, it didn't quite work at the end. It collapsed as well. And then, of course, we go into, oh, let's try that in paper money. We'll do the same thing we did with gold, even though it collapsed on us too. We'll do that with paper. Because all these people, sheeple, don't know we even did that really for the most part. So we'll just do it again with paper. The same thing's going to happen. And because we're going to be getting out of paper, dollar's going to be collapsing. It already is failing. Both that and the euro. You just look at the price of things. That's all you have to see. The end of that cycle, which is just a cycle, is, okay, the people caught us red-handed. Settle down. We'll put you back on the gold standard. But they're going to take all the gold first, so to speak. Not necessarily confiscate it, but like the example I gave you, these big guys, rich people, countries even, give me my, ton, 2 ton, 50 tons, whatever, of gold I got stored with you guys. Okay, here it is. They don't have it. Just don't have it, whatever. Oh, terrorist attack hit. A small nuclear bomb just blew up the J.P. Morgan storehouse of gold and silver. We're sorry. Sorry about that. Nothing we can do, which would be a lie. Or what you're going to see is, okay, we're running out, we're in trouble, and they would do this well in advance, so I expect fully that someone like Chavez who gets that gold, hopefully he's also smart enough to say, let's cut into 50% of the gold we got, let's cut them in half. 400-ounce bars each? Yep. Cut them in half, straight down the center, let's see what's in there. And boy, oh boy, would I love nothing less than to see Chavez do that and expose the whole world gold market as a huge fraud, the big 400-ounce bars, which is what countries transfer back and forth and central banks use to transfer back and forth. To expose that, again, cause a complete chaos, market collapse, skyrocketing prices in gold. I mean, incredible. Of course, silver would follow along. So, I just want to give you a little history there, and let me go ahead and finish reading this. Quote, "We're going to start to bring back our gold to the central bank," Chavez said in a telephone call broadcast live on state television. It wasn't clear how soon the overseas gold reserves are to be brought to Venezuela. The central bank said recently that the country has about 17.9 billion in gold out of more than 28.6 billion in international reserves. Chavez said 11 billion worth of the gold is held in other countries. Central Bank President Nelson Marentes said on television that the decision to move the gold reserves was being taken out of prudence. At the time of these disturbances, it is preferable to recover our assets, in this case gold, and have it here in the vaults, he said. Venezuela has nearly 4.6 billion of gold reserves in the Bank of England, according to a report by Finance Minister George Giordani that was leaked to the news media Tuesday by an opposition lawmaker. The report said additional Venezuelan gold reserves are held by the U.S. Bank. Guess what I'm going to say next? The U.S. Bank. You won. You just won the grand prize. You just won the grand prize. A punch in the mouth. J.P. Morgan. I know. It was a hard one. I know it was hard. I know you struggled. That's why I paused for a minute, give you a little time, because I knew you weren't going to be able to guess J.P. Morgan. I knew you weren't going to be able to guess that. You were probably thinking Fort Knox or something. Right? Sure. The report said additional Venezuelan gold reserves are held by U.S. Bank J.P. Morgan Chase, British Bank Barclays, HSBC, and Standard Chartered, France's BNP Paribas, and Canada's Bank of Nova Scotia. And for all of you artards out there, I'll call it Nova Scotia. Oh, that place, yeah. Nova Scotia, Canada. As for Venezuelans' other non-gold international reserves, officials are seeking, quote, more diversification in countries that have more solid economies. Chavez, buddy, I thought we were pals, kind of. We don't have a strong economy? You mean the United States isn't the strongest economy in the world? We're not the superpower? We're not the U.S. Dollar's not the reserve currency of the world? What's this fool talking about? What is he talking about? More diversification in countries that have more solid economies. Does he not know? Oh, wait a minute. That's right. He is kind of intelligent. He can see the writing on the wall. The United States is done. As Pastor Dowell said, the elite, the powers that be, they are done with this country. They are gutting it out. Obama's riding in his huge convoy, his big bus, part of it made in China, by the way, just cruising up. Got to get my voters talking. I got to talk shit to them and lie to their face and just, you know, some of the Tea Partiers are coming out and put me on the spot, and I don't like that, so let's try to get them out of the way. But I got to get my votes in. I got to get my people ready. These guys are like in a party mode. They don't know what the hell's going on. The elite are done with this country. The president doesn't even know what the hell's going on. The Congress doesn't even know what the hell's going on, except for Ron Paul, Marcy Kaptur, and probably Dennis Kucinich, maybe, what's his name, Ron Paul's son, whatever, and maybe a couple, 2 or 3 others. So, Chavez has raised the idea of withdrawing Venezuela's reserves from U.S. banks repeatedly in the past. At a summit in 2008, he urged his Latin American allies to begin pulling their reserves out of U.S. banks, warning of a looming economic crisis in the U.S. Oh, but he's a socialist. I hate that guy. He's a terrorist. He may be a socialist. You can call him a terrorist. You can call him whatever you want. Doesn't mean he's stupid, like our leaders. And their bright idea, which I'm telling you right now, is going to be, we don't have the gold, we don't have the silver, we don't have any of this stuff. Countries are demanding tons of gold. We leased that gold out, just like we did 400 or 500 years ago. Now they're wanting it. They left it here for years and years and years and years and years. We never thought that they would do this so soon. Oh no, what do? I have an idea. Let's melt it all down, put tungsten in the middle, and then just coat the very outer layer in gold. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. That's the kind of jackass things that are going on right now. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. It's in the Webout report, and it already happened slightly. 2 different instances about 2 years ago. One of them being in Hong Kong. They imported some 400-ounce bars. Tungsten filled. They cut into some. Hey, got tungsten in the middle of this son of a bitch. Now what? I never heard anything else after that. They never said who they got it from. But I can assure you I might know who. Yellow. Yeah, listen, Ben Bernanke. What's up? Hong Kong just called. Yeah, what do they want? They're wondering why they got tungsten-filled bars. You mean they cut into them? Yeah. Tell them we'll double the order. We'll make it right. Just tell them we got it from another country. It wasn't our bars. We'll make it right. Okay. So that's probably why Hong Kong didn't say who they got it from or anything else and just left it alone. Went out of the news. That was that. They probably made a lot more money, got more real gold back, and said, if you don't do this, we will expose you. Whoever it was. I'm just assuming it was the U.S. And sorry to toot that horn on you, based off of what I see in the U.S. and the way they run, the banking elite, no one's been put in prison. They're raping and pillaging everybody. The economy's being destroyed. There's a good chance that that's the guy that did it. Or in this case, the country. So, let me read a little more of this. It's unclear how Chavez's new decree differs from a 1965 law that nationalized gold mining in Venezuela. In 1977, the government granted itself exclusive rights for extracting gold. Chavez said the decree will allow the government to, quote, begin to take over the gold zone, where authorities have periodically carried out operations to evict wildcat miners from illegal mines. The president said the government aims to fight mafias that have been taking some of the country's gold. Fine. But this is going to hurt the international gold scene one way or the other. Even if they have plenty in stock right this second, that's the first move. That's the chessboard that's been sitting there. Nobody's even made a move. Whole entire chess, every chess piece is sitting there. And then old Chavez moves. Boom. Makes the first move. And then the other side's like, oh, no, he didn't just do that. No, he just didn't do that. So get ready. Are we fixing to attack Chavez now all of a sudden? Oh, Chavez sending weapons into Mexico to be used in America somehow. Mexican, I don't even know. Chavez sending weapons to Iran, who's then sending weapons to Iraq, who is then sending weapons to some XYZ country. They're terrorists. We need to attack them. No, they took their gold. That was rightfully theirs that you were storing for them. So don't give me that shit. So hopefully Chavez doesn't get messed with by the big bully U.S. by doing that. But the point is that chessboard is now active. Chavez was the first move. Who's going to be the next move? Who's going to be the next move after that? And then it's going to go faster and faster and faster as the stocks tank and get crapped on, etc. More countries are going to wake up. More presidents, leaders are going to wake up, give us our gold. And again, we don't have it. It's been lent on margin basically to who? The SLV probably. Paper contracts, ETFs, all the paper, basically futures, options, paper contracts in the gold and silver markets. That's where it was allegedly somehow tied into, lent to, whatever, borrowed, leased, whatever. And where did it go? Because if the elite and their companies like JP Morgan and these guys decide we'll demand delivery on ourselves, basically, with these paper contracts, we're getting ours now. Everyone else with paper contracts, keep playing that game. Meanwhile, they've already scooped up all the gold and silver that they really wanted physically. And then the market collapses, COMEX collapses, LBMA collapses, default, whatever. We don't have the physical gold, we don't have the physical silver, we're shutting down the markets. Here's your cash back, cash value back of what you had invested in these markets, whatever, and that's all you get back. You don't get your gold, you don't get your silver, here's some cash, have a nice day. Maybe, if you're lucky, you'll get some cash. That's my thought of a possibility. But I want to share that with you because that is a key decision, move, whatever you want to call it, that just took place. While it doesn't seem like big, it's not breaking news, CNN, Fox News, live. No. You wouldn't dare see. They may mention it. Oh, yeah, Chavez take his gold out. Oh, okay, next story. As if it means nothing. And they may really think it means nothing. I'm here to tell you, it means more. A lot more than most people have any idea what they just did. Because as I explained to you, these places that are supposed to be keeping this gold there, I'm telling you now, because history is my key ally here, they have been leasing that gold out to other places and sending it out, and they don't have it. They don't have all of it. Chavez may get his because he's first in line. It's like the bank run. You go to your bank, hey, I was there first, I got my money. The next 20 people, they got their money. But everybody else, the next 200 people, they got cleaned out. Bank run, banks closed down. That, and I'm just using that as an example. Anyways, hope you've enjoyed this video, because I sure as hell had a good time making it, seeing this move. It made me feel real good. Just love it. I can taste the colloidal silver just flowing out of my safe into little sparkles into my mouth. Just it's fantastic. Can you taste that right now? You hear that? That's the sound of big money coming to a country, or not to a country, coming to some people in a country near you. Me, you if you've been stacking gold and silver, and anyone else who's been stacking gold and silver. Big dollar is coming. Again, I can't say for sure how soon this will happen. It all depends on when these big events happen. When is the gold going to be cleaned out? When is the physical, getting your hands on physical, going to stop in these big markets? When people start demanding delivery and, hey, you've been watching our gold for us for 10 years. We want the gold back now. Oh, that kind of stuff. And I can't say I don't know. So, soon is good enough. And that's how I hope you're okay with that, because again, I've never told anyone to buy silver so you can make a quick dollar. It's going to skyrocket, buy it now, in a year sell it, and no. I've always said you stack it and hold it, and hold it, and hold it. If you're nervous about things moving, get the hell out of the game. Because to me, it's not even a game. It's simply saving my financial livelihood and figuring out that, wow, not only am I going to save my financial livelihood, I'm going to make out like a bandit when this all goes down. That's not a good sign for our country or the world, but it doesn't stop the fact of that's what's going to happen. So would you rather do it and make out like a bandit, or not do it and just have faith in the system and the government and the dollar while your entire retirement 401k gets flushed down the toilet? Not only no, but hell no. I don't play that. So that's all I got for you. Take care and keep stacking.